Coming in at the back post today. I want to talk about, again, not World Cup related stuff. I will give my World Cup predictions sometime next week because the World Cup does start next week, and so I want to make sure I have that before the beginning of the World Cup, and then we can see what I got right and wrong. But I want to talk about more club football because that's my specialty, club football. And I might touch a little bit on some of the friendlies that happened today and some of the notable results. But I wanted to talk about, again, I know Real Madrid, I talk about Real Madrid a lot, but it's because they're doing everything that's catching my eye right now. Right now, Real Madrid's situation is this. They're in the middle of a presidential election race. So how it works is they have a president, and their president for a long time has been Florentino Perez, who has brought the club to prominence and won them several Champions Leagues and has been probably their most successful president possibly ever. And after this past season, after 2 straight seasons without winning any silverware, he had a crazy press conference and announced there would be a snap election because people are unhappy with him, so let's have an election. And for the first time in years, he has a serious candidate running against him. His name was something Riquelme. And so in order to bolster their presidency bids, they started making promises and things of this nature. And Florentino Perez's thing is he already signed Denzel Dumfries to Real Madrid. He signed Ibrahima Konate already. He's going to bring in Jose Mourinho. And then his competitor claimed that he has a deal in place to bring Rodri to Real Madrid, and he's planning to bring Erling Haaland to Real Madrid, which would be an utter disaster unless you're planning to get rid of one of Vini or Mbappe. But then what was interesting is Florentino Perez went in the media today and said that after he gets re-elected, assuming he does, he's also going to submit the biggest bid in Real Madrid's history after they've gone several years without buying anybody for a large sum of money. Their last big transfer, like super colossal transfer for over 90 million, was Eden Hazard in 2019, which is absurd. So in a way it's long overdue, but to claim you're going to spend 150 million on a random player and then to say, he's not a Premier League player, it's not a defender, he's a young Galactico. Excuse me, what? Like, are we like Sherlock Holmes? Like, who are you talking about? Like, why are you being so not specific about it? Like, are you trying to, why are you giving us clues? You tell us you're gonna make a big, just say, and I'm gonna sign one more big player. Okay, that would be all we need to know if you want to say something for your presidential campaign. But then to say, yeah, it's not going to be Olise, it's not going to be this guy, it's not going to be a player in the Prem, it's not a defender. So now people are saying, oh, João Neves, oh, Vitinha, oh, Dembele, oh, Kvaratskhelia, oh, this and that and this and that. You know what my problem with this is? I understand Real Madrid's ethos is that we have the biggest names, we have the best players, and we're the best group of individuals in the world. That's what makes them great. That's why they haven't had a true tactician at the helm, and they've had extremely good babysitters. Here's the problem. To have a babysitter, you need to have the babysitter on the pitch also. They don't have that. And Florentino Perez is not understanding. That's why he's planning to buy another big name, because he's under the impression I control money and my problems and fix them. What's helping him is the fact that Barcelona are being stupid and signing Anthony Gordon. But you can't solve your problems by spending 150 million on another big name player who's gonna bring more attitude or bring more ego or do this and that. You don't need that. You have enough of that. You need stability. And do I like that this Riquelme guy is saying I'm gonna buy Erling Haaland? No. But do I like the Rodri signing? Yes. Because Rodri is not a future investment. Rodri is a right now investment. Rodri brings stability where you need stability in your midfield. Where you need stability in your back line. Because Real Madrid's problem is not that they don't have enough big name players. It's not that they don't, like, the Jose Mourinho appointment is a disaster. And I'm not saying this Riquelme guy is perfect. And I'm not saying Florentino Perez is perfect. Florentino Perez has made a lot of mistakes lately, but he did a lot of things right for a very long time. But I think now he's reaching his Vince McMahon stage where he's starting to become senile and make stupid decisions. I think if the Real Madrid fans and the Real Madrid members are intelligent, they're going to give this new guy a chance. Because you can't keep doing the same thing over and over again. And to me, 2 years in a row without one piece of silverware for Real Madrid, to me, is a sackable offense, and you should be expelled from the game of football. That's just me. That can't happen. This is Real Madrid. I'm not a Real Madrid fan, but it's Real Madrid. They are the biggest club in the world. They should not be going 2 years in a row without titles. Without even one title. Not even a Super Cup. Nothing. Embarrassing. And I think that compounded with Florentino Perez being compelled to just keep buying big names without trying to solve the problems of the club, and bringing a big name manager not trying to solve the problem at the club. And then saying he's going to re-sign Vinicius Jr. and possibly break their wage structure because of it. When what has Vinicius Jr. done to deserve that? Nothing. It baffles me. It really does baffle me. But I think that's like Florentino Perez's mindset is a microcosm of what we see around the world nowadays with certain clubs, where they just think we're just gonna throw money at our problems, sign the biggest name, the biggest face we can, and that's gonna solve all our problems, and we're gonna be perfect from there. It's not how it works. And until you realize that, your club's success will be very finite. There will be an ending to it, if there is any even. But yeah, that's it for today. I didn't get to talk about the international matches, but I will say, don't be surprised if Iraq get a result in the World Cup. And also, don't be surprised, you heard it here first, when Ahmad doubles his goal tally for the season with Ivory Coast at the World Cup, and Ivory Coast finished first in their group. But that's the beginning of my World Cup predictions. I'll get that to you guys sometime next week. Till tomorrow. Peace.